Morning, Piggy.
Morning. Good Thursday morning to you. Yeah, I guess y'all know that means it's Wednesday morning. But y'all be seeing this tomorrow, which will be Thursday. Come on, do I need to send you a personal invitation? There we go. So anyway, it's wet. We had us a good storm last night. Heard a couple of tornadoes. One somewhere in Ohio and one somewhere else up yonder. And I think there was some damage in Chattanooga that went on. I don't know how much there is down here, if any. I've seen some tree debris along the sides of the road. She's seen more of it than I have. But if it wasn't in the roadway, I wouldn't pay it much attention. So, had all that going on. Well, folks, that rabbit hole just gets deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And Elena was listening to one and detailing out who all was connected to whom and how. And wish I had that and be able to put it out there somewhere. Let some of y'all listen to that. It would explain a lot. But it's just confirmation of what I've said for decades. Communists have been placing their people into places of power for decades. A lot of those folks, even though they claim to be American citizens, like the rhinos, they're American in name only. That's the front. Their allegiances lie elsewhere. They're not loyal to America. They're loyal to somebody else. And all the communists have always said that they would tear America down from the inside out. Because they cowards and they can't take us outright. Russia, as powerful as it is, it don't want to take America on outright. They might stand a chance. Of course, anybody ever pushes that little red button, we all done. So it wouldn't matter. But anyhow, I was watching the thing last night, Trump addressing the Congress. Folks, there's a lot of good things that are totally bipartisan that shouldn't have any leanings one way or the other. Those Democrats wouldn't get up and applaud for that. There's this one little boy, what did he say, he's 13, 15?
He's 13.
13. A few years ago, he got diagnosed with brain cancer. Only get so many months to live. He's still here. His aim is to grow up and be in law enforcement. He's wearing a little police uniform. And little black guy at that. Young black man. His father there with him. And Trump talked about it, put that out there and everything. So he had the Secret Service guy had him come out there and make him, I don't know if it was honorary or not.
Yeah, it was an honorary.
But anyway, made him a Secret Service agent. Gave him a little badge and all. Democrats just sat there. Everybody else up applauding. I mean, that was a great move. Yeah, I guess it's like some said, people hate Trump so much he could have the cure for all disease and they'd make it a bad thing.
Well, yeah, then they wouldn't be getting no money off Big Pharma.
Well, there is that. But, you know, they all claim they, you know, looking for cures. No, they ain't. There ain't no money in a cure.
They got the cures, they just ain't putting them out there.
Right? Yeah, so there's that. But there was several moments like that. The wife and daughters of Corey, who was killed when they tried to kill Trump, was there. Democrats just sat there. No empathy, sympathy, or nothing. They didn't care the man in their life died. Trump didn't. They were mad. A lot of them's got ties to Ukraine one way or another. A lot of that money laundering going on through Ukraine. Probably other places too, but from what I'm coming to understand, most of it going through Ukraine. Well, no wonder Zelensky don't want to step down. He's profiting from all that too. It's not that he's the leader of the country. He's in a position where he gains a lot of money. And he must blow it like nobody's business because he keeps wanting more.
His wife does. Went on about $1 million piece of jewelry and a Bugatti.
Didn't she also buy an $80 million yacht?
Possible. I don't know. I remember the Bugatti and the $1 million piece of jewelry.
Something being mentioned about an $80 million yacht bought by one of them. You know. Well, these people placed in positions of power throughout our internal power structure is what Trump has been talking about, the enemy within. The enemy is not only within the gates, they're hid amongst our internal power structure, most sensitive areas. Old Chucky boy, he's going to be looking at some trouble because him and some other Democrats went behind Trump's back to have their own little meeting with Zelensky. That's why Zelensky turned down the deal. They were telling him to ignore it. Well, in the late 1700s, there's a thing that was put up and put in place called the Logan Act to prevent that very thing. So among other things, Schumer and them other Democrats are guilty of breaking the law on a major scale, on an international scale, because it's supposed to prevent that sort of thing. And there's negotiations. It's supposed to be between leader of one nation and a leader of the other nation. Now, they going behind the leader of this nation to make their own deals. Get their own thing going on. Folks, that's called treason. Because you're betraying your nation. That goes along with that united we stand, divided we fall thing. That power play. They've had power for so long, they don't know what it is to be without it. They got their own agendas going on. We ain't included. We're just the slaves by which they make the money off our backs to do the things they want to do. That's another reason why they hate him so bad. Trump's taking it back to actually having a working government, not a shadow government, not a deep state. People pulling strings behind the scenes.
Elected people actually doing the jobs instead of people that's been appointed.
Bureaucrats.
Bureaucrat, yeah.
Kind of like in the movie McClintock. There's at one point McClintock told a bureaucrat, he said, you know, I almost shot you once about 10 years ago. Kind of saddens me I didn't.
That's a good movie.
Because that bureaucrat was, well, he was liberal. You know, McClintock saw it. McClintock, big farmer. He saw what that bureaucrat was trying to do. Now he said, shames me I didn't. Well, he might have said sad. I don't remember. I have to watch it again. But anyway, point is, he could see it. That bureaucrat kept trying to get in his space. So he told him that. That bureaucrat got out of his space and didn't come back in. He knew he was on the verge of. And the McClintock character wouldn't have bothered him a bit. So, you know, not up to me what happens to a lot of them politicians that have betrayed our nation, but they do need to be held accountable and face the court. And if convicted, well, they ain't but one sentence for treason, especially of that high caliber. You know. But anyway, it was kind of amazing to see all them Democrats. Al Green got kicked out. He started causing disturbance as soon as Trump got started. So Mike Johnson got stood up and said, there will be no causing disturbance, this, that, the other thing, blah, blah, blah. Or I will direct the Sergeant at Arms to vacate you. Well, Al Green didn't shut up. He just kept going. Mike Johnson said, Sergeant at Arms, remove this man, this gentleman. And so the Sergeant at Arms, I actually saw him do his job and removed Al Green from the chamber. And rightly so. He wasn't there for civil discourse. He wasn't there to listening to what Trump has gotten accomplished. And he's gotten some major things done. I bet dimes and donuts that wasn't even half what he's got done, but I guess those are the highlights. The tariffs are working. Honda's going to be bringing a plant to Indiana out of Mexico, so they don't have to pay those tariffs. And there's others coming here. Y'all worried about people being put out of a job? Well, there's lots of jobs coming. They won't be out of a job that long. But of course, a lot of them government workers, not all of them, but a lot of them that can't even show up for work when they're working from home, don't want to do no work. But if they want some money, they're going to need to look at some actual jobs. So these jobs are coming. Going to be plenty enough of them to replace the jobs that they were doing, which they weren't really doing anything.
They were getting paid to sit at home, do nothing.
Sit at home and play.
That sounds like welfare to me.
Basically all it is. Yeah, so there's jobs coming that's going to make up for the loss of those jobs. So, now quit your crying. Those that are actually good people that are losing some of those jobs, Folks, sorry, not sorry. They should have seen it for what it was when they got it. It was a fluff job just to say that they was creating jobs. They weren't necessary. Clogging up the works. In one of the Star Trek movies. They'd have to steal the Enterprise to go do what they needed to do. They knew that the Excelsior would be chasing them. Well, they had put Scotty to working on the Excelsior. And Kirk told Scotty, "Great job, Scotty." He turned to Bones and said, one surgeon to another. Handed him a few little pieces of something. He said, the more complicated the plumbing, the easier it is to clog up. Same thing with government. You get a bunch of fluff jobs in there and try to break it down further and further and further. Folks, with today's computers, one person could do the job of 10 people without a computer, maybe more. So those jobs should have been becoming fewer to begin with. So anyway, those people who took those jobs should have known it was just a fluff job, and it probably attracted them because they didn't have to do a lot. And the ones that got to work from home, they're like, "Oh boy, I get a paycheck and I can do whatever I want to." Plus benefits, better benefits than we get. Of course, I don't get none. I'm just saying, well, we can't afford doctors, but you know, it is what it is. So there's going to be some collateral damage on that because, you know, all those jobs are not necessary. They were fluff to begin with. But there's jobs coming. So, hang on. Ugh.
Bless you, Piggy.
Thank you. So these jobs are coming. If they want to make a paycheck and keep going, they'll take those jobs. Actually do some work for once in their life. So anyway, that rabbit hole's deeper and it's getting deeper. Like I told Mama Bear, I think that rabbit hole's so deep it's done went far past Wonderland. We're starting to see Nightmare Land out of it. And that's what Trump's fighting. He's fighting a shadow government that's an enemy of the United States. And people ain't understanding that. Because true to communist tactics, they've made y'all believe that one thing's going on when something totally different is. Y'all think about it, Piggy Leggy.